Here we go. Arzach randoming the Gops against Brie's Byzantines. Aye, aye, aye. And he's laughing at it. Well, Brie at least has way better monks here, if this is going to turn out into a... and, proper match up here. I need the extra help. Well, yeah, to be fair, Byzantines, very strong arena civilization. They have a discount to the Imperial Age. 50% discount, which gives them the option of going for a fast Imperial Age play, or just to use that as a means of defense to survive the early Castle Age pushes. Arzach loves his monks, but will he go monk rush against as the Goths? That's the question. Of course, I would love to see Siege Tower infantry here from the Goths, because they have cheaper infantry. It's almost viable, but yeah, we'll just have to see. I have no idea. Arzach only told me that this was a pretty town-ish set, so to speak. So we will just have to wait and see what what goes on here. What the game brings. This is disappointingly similar to the standard DE arena. The relics disposition seems fairly even. The walls are closer though. This middle distance here is yeah, they're not that far off. The middle area is smaller. I guess you'd have more space in general for your standard DE generations, but yeah, so nothing too crazy here. No, the deer are outside. Okay, so that's not on your standard DE nowadays. So you actually have to, for example, do like Arzach is doing here, keep a pig in the gate like that, and force them in. Oh yeah, Arzach has practiced his deer pushing micro, all right. Push it in 2 at a time even. So did Brie find the deer outside here? Yeah, did scout them as well. Oh, you actually risk the deer running back out if you keep the pig in the gate like that when you have it inside, but I think Arzach just forgot about that. Look at this pleb, he's even scouting his base inside with pigs while pushing in the deer from outside. Such a seasoned down man. So Arzach, by the way, is my co-host for this tournament. He's provided significant funding to the prize pool bracket. And you might see him catting some of the sets on his Twitch channel as well. I don't know how much he plans on covering, but he certainly has provided for the prize pool, which is good in its own sense. Oh. Scout fight. Yep, Arzach gets the first hit. Brie needs to get the heck out of here. Don't think Arzach will be following. He will want to push in the last deer instead to prepare whatever plan he has. And if he goes for a fat monk rush here with the Goths, that's for sure going to catch Brie off guard. So I wouldn't completely rule it out, to be honest. Ah, we're going to see Huskarls here, aren't we? Arzach goes to stone at 20 pop here already. I mean, if it wasn't Arzach, I'd even speculate in some kind of stupid Men-at-Arms Towers play here, but that's not Arzach. He doesn't play Feudal Age on Arena. He dies to Drushes, that was he does. So, and so do I, for that matter. But that wasn't the point. What a horrible matchup. For who? Yeah. Gops is not... I guess you could make use of Goths in a team game arena setting, right? I'm thinking about, for example, the Cuban's Goths, infantry, ram push in Feudal Age, but 1v1, not so much. I think Brie just needs to hold whatever Arzach plans to do here. I mean, Arzach is on stone, that means that he wants to drop a castle, which... yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to make it at home or forward, but in a sense it doesn't make sense to build it forward as the Goths here either, because Byzantines have such an easy route towards Imp, so Byzantines could get the castle up of their own and always challenge the tribe wars. Yeah, Byzantines have lots of options. They have the full monster tech tree, and they have strong Imperial Age options as well. Goths get bombard cannons as well, but obviously you could go hand cannoneers against heavy Goths infantry. And you even have comparable upgrades to the Goths infantry line here, missing the last attack compared to missing the last defense. Looks like Brie wants to challenge the middle map though, go for the relics maybe, and stop Arzach from making any kind of forward presence. Byzantines are diverse and they have that defensive bonus as well, right? They have the gates, sorry, all buildings with more hit points as you advance through the ages. For example, the town centers now, if you compare them, it's 20% more, right? And it's going to be 30 and 40 as you move along, so Byzantine's castles are nearly indestructible. Cheap, fully upgraded crash. The arena game needs to go long for that to matter or to play out, but that's always going to come in handy when the map runs out of gold as well. Yeah, not fully upgraded. That's true. But well upgraded, I would still say. Yeah, those scouts fighting here between the two, they have... we would of course go into Arzach's hands, having full HP on the scout still. Spearman! Okay. Already preparing to claim the map here, so Brie playing it fairly standard here, claiming some map control with spears and probably scouts as well. The stable is up. And... you'll need some army presence outside to stop whatever Arzach might be planning to do here. Is he going to... I'm curious to see where that castle goes. Does it go defensively or offensively? We'll see. First at TC, but the stone climbing is perfectly on point here for Arzach, still able to afford that castle as well. And with a mini eco investment with the Goths here, you'll be able to get into Anarchy to train Huskarls from the barracks as well, if that's the plan here. Brie could of course make cataphracts against infantry investments of the Goths, but cataphracts that requires a castle and lots of food and gold to get through to the upgrades and whatnot. Byzantines have hand cannoneers as well, just for fun. So that's an option. And you'll get to chemistry fairly early and, as well, since you have the cheaper Imperial Age. It might even be more easily affordable. Yeah, so the castle goes up defensively. You see the line of houses here as well. Arzach is just preparing to keep it a bit on the defensive side here. Given the ease of transition to the Imperial Age for Byzantines, though, I feel like Arzach has to apply some pressure in the Castle Age here. And I'm not sure what exactly he wants, but he's placing the castle, so that has to be the Ruskalds then, possibly. In the meantime, a third TC going up for Brie here, so Brie will be establishing an eco lead, assuming they both just keep everything running here. Better eco upgrades coming in here as well, getting all those Castle Age techs except for Wheelbarrow, which Arzach happens to have here actually. Boosts the farming rate, makes speeds up the food income for what I presume is going to be a Huskal push here. But for the time being, Brie is with the map control here. So scouts out and about here, some spearmen guarding the last relics. Looks like Brie will be able to collect all of the relics here. I can't believe I'm watching an arena game where Arzach actually hasn't made a single monastery. But he doesn't have it yet. He's given up on the relics, obviously. He might be happy with the fact that Brie has gone into this Scout Spears investment. Because that means resources going into some military here, delaying the boom a little bit, and just inviting Arzach in for some Castle Age aggression here, but we'll see. Arzach will be falling behind in eco here if both players are able to keep all of their town centers producing. Yep, Huskals and Petards! Nice! Alright. It's not going to be long before Arzach is knocking on Brie's door with some infantry military surprises here. Brie's patrolling the scouts around though, moving about here. Apparently forgot about that last relic. That's no rush, of course, just get it inside in due time. If Arzach doesn't make Siege Tower another type of clownery, I won't believe this is Arzach. Well, Petard in this is clownery enough for me. He's even mixing in Spearmen just in case Brie goes into Byzantine's Knights here, or in Cataphracts, I guess. But there isn't any castle here. Brie is just in full boom mode here, making use of that backspace to place some additional town centers and whatnot. Where do you go? You guys aren't petards. Is this the new exploding spearman meta? Oh, wait. Conversion. He come. Oh. Sneak welder confirmed. Just casually building a house inside of Arzach's base. Well, Arzach isn't taking any chances here. He has a pretty decent chunk of Huskals moving out here, and 4 petards. Hey, oh! It's the disguised petards. They're literally stacking on top of the of the Huskals there. I didn't know they could do that. That's funny. And in we go, and Brie has seen this long time coming, saw the petards, but +1/+1 in for the Huskarls here, I can't even pronounce them, and forward barracks. Arzach is just going crazy here forward, and first thing he wants to take out is the 1-3, so that Brie can't make monks to convert the Huskarls here, and more importantly, deny that relic gold income, of course, and Brie is walling them out, and that relic is sort of... I don't know if it's making it easier or harder to quick wall here. Defensive cattle coming up as well, that's a Byzantine's cattle, it has ridiculous amounts of HP, but now Arzach is really on the offensive here. While Brie is just dropping outposts inside of Arzach's base as well. Oh, this is just like the perfect opportunity for a sneaky counterattack, but it's not going to help you very much with heaps of Huskarls just knocking on their door, or more so just running into your base. And the Goths infantry is so cheap as well, you'll essentially in the end you'll be able to take out buildings with Huskarls alone as well. They have beastly pierce armor once you get to the full upgrades. Some spearmen being mixed in here as well in the event of cataphracts, which is Brie's unit of choice, of course. And another flood of Huskarls popping out here. Didn't catch whether Arzach got Anarchy. Yeah, he got it fairly early from the castle, so he can produce Huskarls out of barracks as well. Punishing the boom of Brie nicely here now. Brie actually has almost twice the economy here and has 2 castles in very decent spots here. But at this point I feel like Arzach is kind of suffering a little bit from not having +2 defense for the Huskarls here, but obstructing the economy, idling the worker efficiency, it's down to 50% here for Brie. It also means that less economy overall is being brought in here. Look at the food count, it's only 13 food gatherers, which means that you will not be able to make nearly enough cataphracts to hold up against this Goths infantry spam, currently around 30 military units here. Oh, a Goths Huskarl is now out on the field, going to die quickly to Castle Fire, of course. But in we go with more infantry spam as Brie tries to scramble some villagers to the left hand side to collect stone for castle repairs or an additional castle to defend, but it's just too much here. Arzach with the military domination. Brie still with eco in the back, but look at the backspace here. There's just a limit to how much Brie can expand here when Arzach has all this out in the field. I love the converted sneak villagers inside of Arzach's base though. Arzach will actually have to attend to this, maybe just send some spearmen from the barracks at home. They create quickly with the Goths anyway. Woodland Black Forest, that is, yeah. Cataphracts are expensive. No way around that. Yeah, he's laughing at he's laughing at the sneak attack. Can't believe Arzach missed the converted villager. Nice. Monkus. Oh, go. Okay, he's gonna look for the... Ah, I found it now. I found it. But the forward pressure is still... I mean, to be fair, Brie still has economy running, has eco in the back, but the food count is low, and food is what you need for the... unless you're going mass scorpions, is what you need to deal with infantry pressure like this. Still doing some cataphracts, it's just not going to be enough. Arzach did mix in some pikemen as well. And now the forward villager or Brie will be going down as well, of course. In due time. Looks like Brie wants to try and quick wall the villager in Saber though. Arzach finally made monks as well. No arena game with Arzach without the monster. He even built it forward to snag all 5 relics, just casually collecting gold outside of Brie's home base here. 90 villagers to 38. Brie, in fact, did manage to make some form of a counter-attack here. What? What? Okay, I guess Arzach knows that the multiple TCs have worked out here. And the sneak attack wins Brie the game, or Arzach is just tilted as fuck of the sneaky villager building a couple of stables and just taking out what little eco Arzach actually had running here. Good castles in defensive positions for Brie. Arzach knows that he will now get Byzantines himself, so I'm going to be disappointed if Arzach doesn't go for a monk rush this time. It's one of the things he does best. Twice the eco for Brie surviving the pressure. The castle Goths spam, it's in the Imperial Age, it really shines for the Goths, of course, because they get perfusion and much quicker armor production. Let's go. I'm gonna get on the rink, so be right back. I'll say that for Arena, at least it leaves the caster time to drink beer and talk bullshit, but I do that anyways. Both of these things. Yeah, right. We have another much closer, a little bit closer generation here. This is just begging for castles to be dropped in the middle here to just effectively deny the opponent complete access to the other side. Now Brie is playing the Goths because the Civs have been swapped between the players. We have Arzach as the Byzantines, and Arzach loves his monks. He's probably going to go for those. If I'm going to guess. Bear is in the back for Arzach, Bear is in the front for Brie, but not front enough for it to matter, I think, unless somehow we are subject to a tower rush. But we made sure that tower rushes would be uncommon for Vintage Arena by buffing the walls. Yeah, we need to look. Oh, there are boars outside! There are boars outside! Amazing! Literally all of the boars are outside, I think. Oh, how did I not see that? I didn't know we could do that. You could didn't need to keep the gate open for the boars to be brought in. Yeah, Arzach is better safe than sorry. Is actually bringing in both boars, so Brie can't lane them. Of course, now Arzach is free to move out and scout Brie's side. I don't think he's going to sacrifice scout hit points to bring the boars in, but in theory, Arzach could steal his boar here. Or just send a villager of his own wallet in and finish it, but Brie has a scout obviously out and about as well, keeping it somewhat close to home base here, so I don't think we're going to see any boar laming. Vintage Arena, Dennis, it is scripted in a way that deer could spawn outside, boars could spawn outside, sheep could spawn outside. And laming is of course allowed to spice things up, with that being the possibilities on the map. Ooh, locking in the berry picking villagers here. Nice. I think you still need to shift Q them to start working. Maybe not. I've had some issues with that sometimes when blocking lumberjack villagers inside of a pocket in the forest. If you build the camp, they don't start working. Oh, this is actually not good for the Goths having the boars outside, because the boars die a lot more quickly to your villagers. Bonus damage to the boar, 5 bonus damage to the boar, but looks like Brie is alright here. Does not lose it on the way. But that could be an issue if you fail to lure the boar on the first attempt through the gate. You might risk your accidentally killing your boar outside of the walls. Brie is even milling the hunt in the back here, so just for maximum efficiency. You don't really... I feel like, I mean, this is going to come in handy for farms later, but you don't really need to mill them with the Goths, because the hunters carry more meat as well. So 3 villagers, they will finish off a deer and then walk back home, and you could hit the next one, and yeah. It's obviously more efficient to have a shorter walking distance, but it's not strictly necessary. Arzach at 20 villagers now, dropping the binding camp at the far side of the TC. Why? I mean, it's not like Brie is going to cast drop this side, but if you have any kind of ranged option here, that gold is off limits. What is that mining camp? Please enlighten me. Is it because of the farm space? I don't get it. Has to be some reason behind it to avoid villager bumping or something. Ooh! Ooh! Brie is going Tower Rush! Brie is going to Tower Rush here at 22 pop. Is he going to Men at Arms as well, or what's this? Maybe Brie knows that Arzach hates towers. Hates towers! Sending the villagers out pretty early though. He's going to do Men-at-Arms towers. Wow. Wow. I guess that's why he's milling the hunt as well, for maximum food efficiency. This is not something I've seen before. Did Arzach scout the barracks? He's seen the house, so he knows that something is up out here. So he's going to expect the towers, but is he going to expect the Men-at-Arms? Yeah, except Goths don't get feudal age battering rams, Dennis. So I'm not sold on that. We'll see. Arzach is happy about this, I think. He's just dropping his building foundations to keep the aggression out. Brie is even tower rushing the corner here, which is usually not great, because it's so easy to wall off like this. Walls have been buffed as well. And these are Byzantine's walls, they're even buffer to take down. And the banter is on. Committed now. True. It's gonna take you a while, Brie. These are Byzantine's wall, you don't just mess around with those. And Arzach is freaking halfway to cast later already. I think this is a quick one. I think this is a pretty quick one. Okay, Men-at-Arms, Archers, and Towers. What the heck are you up to here, Brie? It's full feudal age aggression on Arena. And it's not getting anywhere. 950 HP. Arzach is going to be cast late before Brie is broken through the wall here. Oh, yeah, Arzach is enjoying life now. He's going to make a couple of monks and just finish off this aggression. And there we go. Well, at least Brie has more villagers total. The problem is that four of them are forward, not working, and Arzach in the meantime is going for monks and siege. Brie doesn't really even need the siege weapons to deal with this castle. Arzach could even get redemption and convert the tower at this point. And he's not panicking, that's for sure. Arzach is not going to die to a rush this game. I can tell you that much. There's no way Arzach is losing this. Brie is still not through the walls! And that's a little bit because of the Byzantines bonus as well. They get more hit points bonus in the next stage. This trash has done nothing. Mangonel popping out. Rip villagers and archers. Arzach could relocate this woodline, maybe he will, but he doesn't strictly need to, because now the first Mangonel is out, and Brie will have to be very careful here with the forward villagers, losing one. You're wrong, Zelos, the wall died to rush this game. But the second layer, that's worse. Market's going up at home for Brie, might want to sell some stone, buy some food, go to Castle Age. What's that going to give Brie though? Arzach already getting the conversions in here. Didn't get the monk tax yet, but the second monastery is going up as well. And what's to stop Arzach from moving out with the monk offensive here well ahead of Brie even clicking up to the Castle Age? Brie will have to go feudal towers defense against the monk rush here now, and I don't really see that doing Brie any favors. That's going to delay the transition to the next age even further. Oh, chasing the monk! Or it's like attempting a flashy attack around here and he just suicides his own monk. Nice. Great shot, Arzach. Sarcastic clap for that one. Didn't kill the tower yet either, there are archers inside, but yeah, shouldn't make too much of a difference. Sanctity coming in from monks, snagging that relic, that first relic. Brie, on the way to the castle age here, will possibly be able to get the defensive castle up, but we'll need to commit more to stone for that, and that obviously takes a drain on the rest of the economy. Now going for the repair villager here, but Arzach is on point, getting the Mangonel shot in, dealing with 2.5 of the forward archers, could actually clean up the rest with the scout here if he wants to. Or the converted archer. I'm not going to be picky about that. I don't know what this guy is staring up the scout's ass, but he wants to go forward and just be plain annoying over here. Still better attack ground than John Slow. I should probably cast John Slow's first round set as well. I heard that was a memorable one, but I don't have too much time for streaming these days, so just trying to fit in short sessions when I can. Oh, Teutonic Scout, I was going to say, because of the same architecture sense, but that was the previous set. These are Goth Scouts, so they don't have conversions resistance. Still just Scouts, so they have some bonus damage against... Oh, no, they're not just Scouts anymore, they're light cap now. But Arzach has Spear out, he'll be fine. Arzach even has the eco lead here, which is to be expected when you're subject to a rush on arena like this, but... Yeah, Brie massing up the light cab here. And we'll be getting some monks, of course. But as the spearmen are out here to protect, Arzach might even get conversions in here. He has the light cab of his own. And another kill, actually. But now Arzach still has 7 monks out. He's with 16 on gold. He's going to be massing more monks. He has the faster healing rate with the Byzantines as well, which helps out in these kinds of situations. And even if he loses that forward mangonel, he's going to be on top of things here in terms of military and to some extent the economy as well. Brie is going for a second TC here. So not rushing that defensive castle. Could that be a mistake here? Just not getting that castle up first and foremost. I mean, if you place the castle here, the option on pushing in for Arzach is really limited. Do we have redemption for Arzach here? Did he get it yet? No, he didn't, but he could get it and convert these forward buildings as well. Might not be a priority. It looks like Arzach is actually aiming for Imper, which is a very common transition after going for a monk rush. You will already be heavy on the gold, and besides being a Byzantines, Imperial Age is cheaper. 1 TC Imperial Age here, classic Arzach. It's not the first time I've seen him doing that. And he's also collecting stone, which means that he'll be dropping a castle very likely forward. And just put a very quick stopper to Brie's boom here. Brie is actually investing into more TCs. And I mean, I guess you could make a defensive castle, but that wouldn't make much sense now that Arzach is already on the way up anyway. Yeah, I'm not loving the multiple TCs investment here. Brie, of course, wants to get on top of things eco-wise, but it's also about to get a castle in the face, and in just 1.5 minutes, the first few trebuchets will probably pop out as well. Arzach using the market like a maniac here, and we'll be able to transition that in economy into whatever he needs, basically. Market or otherwise. Pretty decent chunk of spearmen here as well. I mean, Brie will need a lot of cavalry units to stop this push at this point. You can't go knights either because there are monks out anyway, and why would you go knights against Byzantines anyway? But anyway. Arzach with 17 military, Brie with 0. The only thing Brie has going for him at the moment is the extended economy lead here, but that's not going to last long with the Imperial Age kicking in for Arzach. First thing Arzach gets is block printing. That's going to give the monks another +3 range on top of what they have. And castle. Okay, yeah, Brie wants trebs out as well, I guess. Wants to go to Imperial Age here and produce trebs from the back. Hello, Rider! Horny man. Yeah, I'm asking the same question. What the heck is that back castle? But it doesn't protect anything aside from your emergency back booming space. And doesn't look like Brie wants to go Imperial Age here either. So yeah, that castle doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Maybe here would make more sense because it would require Arzach to at least break through the gates to do something here. Theocracy coming in for the monks as well. 13 monks now out for Arzach. And he's certainly on top of things with the civilization has to be favored in this matchup, of course. Or in almost any matchup on Arena you could favor the Byzantines, to be honest. Except Mangodai takes forever to mass though, that is. Alright, Arzach is true, he has the mass of monks, he has spearmen, he has Mangonels, he even has cataphracts in the making now. I think that's just a flex at this point. What does he even need the Mangonel for, I guess, against Huskarls? Yes, that was Bree's idea here, to mass Huskarls from the back and try and push back and kill monks quicker than they can convert his units, but... Yeah, this is looking rough for our blue player. I think we're going to the third game here. It's like now 34 military to 11. Brie is trying to get away with the boom again, but Arzach is just not going to allow it this time. Look at the Huskarls here; they're melting to the cataphracts here, and there are monks here to get conversions in as well. Huskarls are somewhat weak to conversions actually. Arzach now getting the game here for 1-1, which means we'll go into a random mirror matchup. Yeah, the first thing Arzach got was block printing and then theocracy. It was over the moment Brie started pounding away at the Byzantine's walls, to be honest. But I commend the efforts, Men at Arms Towers on Arena. I've been there, tried that. It usually doesn't work, shouldn't work. And especially not on Vintage Arena with the buffed walls. Arzach the only one making it to the Imperial Age here. And... yeah, APM charge showing some monk shenanigans here. Malian's mirror! Oh boy! That's always funny actually. Malians have so many options, especially in the Castle Age. They have redemption monks, so monks are decent enough to make use of them, but they also have Farimba cavalry in the Imperial Age, or just your infantry units with extra pierce armor, so they have lots of options. Of course, it's a mirror, random mirror, so neither player has any civilization advantage here, you just have to make it up as you go. No boars outside for this one, no deer outside, but there are a couple of sheep outside, so whoever moves out to scout early enough here might be looking at an advantage. Arzach is going to find his own sheep right outside the walls. And Brie will do the same thing. No laming possible here, I think. Unless either player gets really lucky. Yeah, so neither player is going to get lucky with the sheep outside. I'm messing up the colors actually. Arzach is in the purple and Brie was down here in the blue. Arzach typically plays the purple. So if you ever see Arzach in a hidden cup, that's your guy. Again, we have like except for the sheep spawning outside, we have a very open arena. This is as close to the current Definitive Edition arena as you can get, except you don't need to worry about the deleting walls in the back, which you sometimes need to in the Definitive Edition arena. Walls are inside, boars are inside the walls, says Brie. So that's a small win indeed. Not needing to worry about potential laming, not that it did happen for the previous one. Also, Brie already with the preemptive walling here. No need to worry about rushes against Arzach. Arzach is not going to do that too, I think, but you never know, it's Malians. Maybe we'll see some Malians men-at-arms stupidity here. Yeah, so I'm running out of things to talk about here, really. These slow arena starts. The relative disposition is... I was going to say it's perfect, but actually it's kind of favoring Brie a little bit here. It's this one is obviously really close, this is quite close to the walls as well, and this one is closer to blue space than Arzach. This one is arguably perfectly in the middle. So if it becomes a relic heist between the players, I guess we could favor Brie a little bit here. Back goals for Brie as well, both of the goals in the backs, where Arzach has one main gold safe in the back as well, going to goal now at the 19th villager. And otherwise just pushing the deer as you usually would, and building up the economy for what I can only assume will be a fast castle approach here. Geppetto is also an option for the Malians. I mean, if one player is going for the infantry line, you could make Geppettos to counter that. If one player goes for the Geppettos, you could also make, in theory, make crossbows into armless to defend. I mean, if you want to go real creative here and catch your opponent off guard, you go siege tower crossbows or something here, because Malians have wood discount on their buildings, which means you save a lot of wood along the way while going to the castle stage, which makes it easier to afford that siege workshop and eventually siege tower as well to drop your unit. Siege tower longswords comes to mind as well for the same reasons, because you can build two barracks more easily earlier on and build your armies as you progress towards the castle age, and then drop your siege workshop, build the siege tower, send in infantry units, and just be plain annoying with your infantry units that can, in fact, tank quite a bit of arrow fire. Village is in for Arzach. Is solidly ahead of Brie here, and actually have a 22 pop here. What's that about? The barracks is going up here, but the food count not too far off either for Arzach here. It's only missing like 250 food to go castle age, so he could still be planning to... Why am I still looking at Brie space? This is Arzach. Blacksmith Market, that's what I meant. He could still be planning to go for, yeah, sell the stone, right, go up, and castle age. 24 pop castle age for Arzach. This has to be the monks. Monk siege, maybe. Brie is up as well, but is already behind in the transition here, of course. Food, gold count, not quite there yet. Queuing a couple more villagers and actually dropping the stable. Maybe suspecting the monks at this point, so we'll be starting to produce scouts on the way to the castle age instead. Blacksmith stable into scouts to become light cav and to try and hold off Arzach's early castle age push here. Brie hasn't even clicked up, but Arzach has 1 minute 10 seconds to go to castle age. This is a respectable castle age. This is going to be a 13-15 castle age, while Brie is reaching it at about yeah, a little bit more than a minute later. Could be enough of a time window for Arzach still. Arzach does not have the barracks, so Arzach won't be able to provide any spearmen to the field here. For the time being, of course, he still has the wood to do so, but I guess he's going to drop 2 or 3 monsters here now and just move out and try to make life a living hell for Brie on the other side. He's sending builders forward, but are they going all the way to Brie space? Nope. Here come the monsters. Triple monsters. For Arzach, 8 on gold. He's just going to pump out the monks like there's no tomorrow, and he knows he has a significant castle age lead here. Now, off the top of my head, I don't remember if Malians get Atonement, but they have a pretty decent monk text tree. Let's have a look. It could be very significant if this turns into a monk war. The only tech Wait, Malians actually have the only tech Malians are missing is the Illumination, so they're a great monk civ. Why aren't Malians played more on Arena then? The answer, of course, being there are better options. But key technologies in queue here for Arzach queuing sanctity, making the bunks. Head start to Brie's play here. Brie also dropping the monastery, but going to pump out scouts here to contest the map and contest the monks, more importantly, of course. Yeah, Malians lack Imperial Age technologies for sure. Or late game techs. Important late game techs, I'd say. Lacking Bracer for the Arbalest. Malians get Arbalest, but they don't get Bracer right, which is huge for the Arbalest Archer's line. And they are missing the last melee attack because they have Farim buff on the castle to benefit all cavalry units, which means that you can't get the last one because that would be giving your cavalry so much more attack, and you would also be getting more attack for your already strong defense-wise infantry units, which have +1 pierce armor per page. Arzach not going to allow Brie to get that relic. In fact, Arzach already collected one, about to get another one. Brie is probably going to secure this one. And they're both, of course, with the Light Cow Accurate in here. Good micro on Arzach's side here now with the monks I'd like to have on both ends, but Arzach earlier to the Castle Age, earlier out with the army numbers as well. Now dropping the another barracks. Or is it the first one? Ah, that's a converted spearman. Okay, yeah, so he's gonna drop the barracks now, and again he's preparing the stone income for the eventual Imperial Age push here. Now that's confidence if I ever saw anything. Deleting the walls to allow the monks out. Arzach knows he's ahead at this point. Let's have a look at the monk text here just for quickly. It's only sanctity for now, not even fervor. But let's see if we can get some light count conversions in. Conversion is RNG, and scouts have some resistance to monks conversions as well. So, not to mention their massive attack bonus against monks. They have 10 bonus damage against monks, and as you can see, the monks, even with sanctity, they aren't really on the. They aren't really that strong. They have 45 hit points. That means basically just 3 or 4 hits from the light cab, and your monk goes down to only 1 light cab. Why does Brie keep sending a builder out there? What's that about? Is he guarding the monk or something? War monsters, Arzach. He said gate because he didn't have the stone. That's funny. Arzach is, well, he's behind in economy, that's Arzach for you. He loves his 1 TC place, so he doesn't need economy. Economy is overrated if you ask Arzach. He has the military domination, however. Brie, again, with the triple Ts, is here establishing a solid villagers lead. But if Arzach breaks through somehow, or if he just gets to Imperial Age and drops his forward castle together with the already acquired monks here, that's going to play the game into Arzach's hands, because Brie is nowhere near that Imperial Age transition. 3 TCs constantly pumping, that's a drain on your food economy. It's not going to allow you to click Imperial Age anytime soon. However, if you survive the push, you're in a great spot. But considering Arzach is about to click to the Imperial Age right now, I don't see Brie surviving the push that Arzach is planning here. He's transitioning the Monk push. He now has the map control. He's going to drop a forward castle and transition this into a Monk Treb push, like we saw in the previous game as well with the Byzantines. Does Brie see this actually? Just outside of the line of sight of Brie selling some resources at the market there, but still doesn't have the food equal to go Imperial Age. Does not really have the stone for a castle yet, but we might be seeing a defensive castle going up here. Probably this Arzach will just easily trap that down, considering it's 1 minute until Imp. Brie still missing 800 food for that Imperial Age kick himself. Up we go, and surprise for Brie, the castle is up. Brie may even be looking at the score here and be confused here. Arzach, obviously low in score, he's only on 1 TC, he's low on eco, but he's high on military, and he's even higher on military strength, going to queue the first trebuchet, maybe 2 trebs here in fact. And just casually taking that forward gold, which isn't even safe at this point. Now, Brie, how are you going to survive this? Even missing the second building for Imperial Age here, there is enough stone for a castle that might be going up here, or maybe even in the back here. Yeah, there we go. But situation looks rather dire for the blue player. Didn't even click up to Imperial Age, did so just now. 3 minutes 8 seconds to research Imperial Age, while Arzach has block printing and is getting redemption as well, getting those juicy monk technologies while keeping the resources at an absolute minimum. Lightcap are in, but they won't really find an entry just yet, but that's just to take down any building here with the trebuchet here for Arzach, queuing another one, I believe. Yep. Third treb on the way, or second treb to complete, third one in the queue. 39 builders for Arzach, Brie at 81, but that castle is not going to stay up for long, and Brie has no chance of standing a trebuchet war at this point. Because he's still with 1 minute 47 seconds to go to the Imperial Age. I love how Arzach is targeting the university first here. That's because he suspects that Brie is on the way up, and if Brie gets chemistry, which takes relatively long time to research, then Brie would be able to get bombard cannons out and take care of trebuchets and to some extent the monks at a distance. Monks having the same range as the bombard cannons though. But if the university goes down, that's going to delay your chemistry even further. However, 3 trebuchets out and about pushing for Arzach here. Brie can not freely mine stone because Arzach has army right next to it here, and which means that Brie will need to buy stone to keep this castle alive. And there's no chance for Brie to contest a trebuchet war here anyway. Looks like the defensive capital is going down. Brie does not have stone to repair, would have to resort to the market to buy stone to keep it up, but there's no point in really trying to keep that one alive. Arzach has the military domination here. He's even sending in some Geppettos here, because why not? It's going to come in handy instantly. Any melee units at least trying to get close. What's the Geppetto situation here? They have high range melee attack. They could probably deal decently with the light cab from a distance as well, but I think Arzach is just making use of his forward production buildings here to make the most of it. He's not stressing to break through here even. The university is going down, not that Brie has been able to get to chemistry yet, as far as I know. And yeah, shouldn't really be any way back here. Brie has the economy, but Arzach is determined to take this one. He's not going to allow Brie to survive this and move on to the side. Brie actually moving a bit out to the sides here, but it's not going to take much for Arzach to scout that and stop that expansion. That new Levinti to the side is going down to Trebfire as well. And even though Brie has the villager lead, Brie is housed after losing the castle and does not have military to hold up against this push. Will be losing lots of units to conversion now, as Arzach has the relevant monk technologies in to convert both buildings and units. GG, good luck next set, Brie, and there is a loser's bracket as well. Arzach takes the reverse sweep here in the random mirror. Seems to know how to play Bodian's Mirrors, which is actually one of the Civ presets for the main event as well. So it should be an interesting one to see as the tournament progresses. Theocracy in there as well, yeah. Equal pop, really? Yeah, you're right, 85 and 90. But that's all villagers for B, so that's not going to do too much for you. Some panic moments here in the APM chart. Otherwise, GG and well played to Arzach for just accepting the defeat against Byzantines in the first game, taking the reverse, and also confident in the Bodian's Mirror here.